Hi everyone. I think subconsciously the thought crossed my mind to create a vlog or start creating a vlog last night. But I didn't do it. And now here it is Saturday morning. I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and create a vlog. Not really knowing where this video is going to go, and maybe I won't even post this. I've been creating vlogs and not posting them, but that's not necessarily what I want to do. I think one of the main reasons why I want to create this vlog is if I could talk about it. I've tried to create this segment, this is the third time I've created it, and it keeps not coming out right. I think one of the main reasons why I want to create this vlog is to talk about how I'm looking forward to trying this new YouTuber's new flavor of nut butter. Now, a few things about that. Number one, I wouldn't necessarily think of myself as a nut butter fan, and I haven't tried a whole lot of nut butters. I have been known to eat Trader Joe's chocolate-covered almonds, but this new YouTuber, and by new I mean new to me, she's not new, she's been YouTubing for years. She has announced that she has a new nut butter flavor coming out. I think it's the only one she's ever created, but she has a flavor of nut butter coming out tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, but she's Eastern time. I'm Pacific time, so that would be Sunday afternoon my time. It's coming out. I want to try it. She makes it sound so delicious.
These soft little chocolate caramels and cookie doughs in here, just
yes, I definitely want to try that. And I definitely want to record either an audio-based video or a video of me trying it. It may well be audio-based. I don't know why I keep feeling the need to say this, but annevaudio, I really kind of embrace that and adopt that because I am annevaudio. Annev, who creates audio-based videos. Annev, who creates videos that sound good. So anyway, I am looking forward to ordering that, and of course, I know it's probably going to be several days before it gets to me, and then we'll be getting it at the post box because I will want, I don't think it's perishable. It's not necessarily something you want to have it, what am I gonna, I could just have it mailed to my apartment, but I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I don't think it's too perishable, but I do think it's a limited quantity thing that could sell out fast, so I want to grab it really quick while I still can. Hopefully, it'll stick around for a while, but just in case it doesn't, it's grab it. The reason I'm debating whether to have it mailed to my apartment or somewhere else, I have a post box, and really when it comes to packages, that's where I pretty much always have them sent. I've considered Freshly, and there's some new one that I've heard of. I haven't tried those yet. I don't know that I could afford to try them yet, but I don't know how I feel about having those sent to my post box. See, they would get to my post box, I would get a notification that they were there, then I would either have to arrange to have myself transported to that location or ask my friend who lives in that area to go get them for me. Well, how quickly would that happen, Would it become food poisoning central by the time it finally freaking got to me? That's why I really am not sure about having perishable stuff like what they would have in Freshly boxes mailed to my post box. However, something like nut butter, I think that would survive at room temperature for quite a while. I would rather not spend forever waiting to go get it because I'd want to try it. I'd want to eat it. But anyway, I've got 24 hours to figure that out. More than 24 hours. I'll probably go ahead and have it mailed to my post box. But anyway, that is tomorrow. Today, what do I have going on? I want to finish this job and just have it done. And then speaking of the post box, my friend and I are going to the post box. We have some paperwork to do. It's a one-time thing, but it has to be done. And I'm like, okay, let's get this taken care of. Let's just get it done. I have until the end of the month to do it, but I'm like, there's something waiting there, and we need to get this done at some point. And I texted him the other day and said, when are you available to do that? And we ended up deciding on today, long story short. So I don't know if I'm going to vlog that, but I'm going to go do it. This is the one who often has the radio on, and I can't really vlog a car ride with that. But yeah, that's happening today. In the meanwhile, I need to get some work done. If you're new to my channel or you just haven't heard me talk about it for a while and you're wondering what my job is, well, the job that I'm doing today is a transcription job. I listen to, this is a soon-to-be-released podcast episode, and I listen to the audio and transcribe it into text so that, for example, people who are hearing impaired and or just would prefer to read print versus listening to audio could read it. Do you have something like that? Do you have something that you would like to have transcribed into print, but you don't have the energy to type it up, and those stupid voice-to-text dictation systems just don't hear correctly? Maybe we should chat about working together. I won't say that I do this for free, because I don't, but I probably shouldn't say that, but I'm also, I worry about asking people for money, but if I am doing a service for people, I deserve to be paid for it. So anyway, if you have something like that and you'd like to pay to have it transcribed by a human being who, I won't say never ever mishears, but if it's clearly spoken English, I can probably understand it better than those auto speech-to-text bots. Go to my Linktree, linktr.ee/annevaudio, ANNEVAUDIO, and click on the email me link. Maybe we should chat about working together. I'm sure as I do this more and more, I'll get better and better at that. I only have one client on this job, this business, and business is good for a person that has one client, but if I had more clients, I'd be bringing in more money. So anyway, I have a job due technically by the end of the weekend, but I'd like to get it done as close to the beginning of the weekend as possible so that it's taken care of. Moving on with it. Okay, so when I do these jobs, I listen to the audio, transcribe it. This is the longest part right here. Because, of course, in this case, it's like a 33-minute long episode, and you listen to the audio like a few seconds at a time, and even as a fast typist, you just can't type as fast as they're speaking. So, yeah. You can only remember so much, you can only type so fast. So, I listen to it a little bit at a time, type it a little bit at a time. And I'm not even typing, I'm using my Braille sense, but whatever. Transcribing, listening a little bit at a time, transcribing a little bit at a time. This is definitely the longest part, and I just kind of do it slowly. And then your technology messes up on you, and come on, what's the matter with you? There you go. Then you catch up and you keep working. Truly, sometimes it is the money that motivates me. Because I am not going to sit here and lie to you and say, I love this with all my heart. I don't. Sometimes I just find it tedious. Sometimes it's like the last thing I want to do, but I just think, well, it's a way to make money. It's a way to do what you are good at and make money doing it. And unfortunately, there's not as many opportunities to do that as I would like or need there to be. So, you know, a coworker of mine said that unfortunately, as disabled people, we are underemployed, and so we kind of have to take whatever work we can get. I hate to say this, but he is right. You can't pick and choose when there's only so much you can do. When there's only certain things you can do, you kind of have to do what you can do. However, I also believe that there's got to be some way to get paid to be you, in the sense that there's got to be some way to monetize what you love to do. But until you find that thing, until you have that epiphany, until you get to that place, you just got to kind of do what you can do because you got to do it. Now, when it finally becomes too much work and too difficult, you have to know when to throw in the towel. And I think I forced something to work for longer than I should have, like as far as staying healthy. Really, I probably should have hung it up a while ago, but since I didn't, I mean, you know, probably the health issue was what it took to hang it up and acknowledge, I can't do this. I wish I could, but I can't. So I have to find the thing that I can do. And one of the things that I can do is this. So, anyway, where was I? You know, I think I worry about advertising because I'm afraid of ending up with too many clients, like not knowing how to make time for myself in my new job and one client, and the other client, and the other client. But there's got to be something. There's got to be... I can't let the fear of having too much work stop me from trying. I probably shouldn't be saying this to potential new clients, but... Isn't this what a vlog is? Processing what you're going through, talking about what you're going through, partially for your own benefit, partially for the benefit of anyone else going through this, to let them know that, yeah, if you're thinking about creating a business and you're like, but what if I'm so successful I've got more work than I can handle? Other people have thought that too. I know I'm not the first person to think this, and I won't be the last. But like I said, this client is giving me as much business as I would expect him to. That's probably about all the business that one client with one podcast that airs every other week can be expected to give me. That's not necessarily all the money that I need. Well, not by a long shot. And I would like to bring in as much money as I can by my own abilities. You know... I allow the shame of asking for assistance to go away, but there's also something to be said for doing your part, for making attempts at supporting yourself, or, you know, back to the little childlike, you know, you want something, you're working to get it. Well, there is that, but then you grow up and you want something and you're trying to work to get it, but by the time you get your bills paid, you were working to get that, but all that money had to go to paying the bills. You know, that's when it kind of becomes, it's kind of got to come from wherever, you know, all the places it can. But anyway, this is me trying to do my part in working, wanting stuff, working to get it, hopefully having some amount of money for it by the time the most important things are taken care of. As we were working, I slowly get it done, 1 percentage point down at a time. I have finally finished the longest part of this. It's 9:16 in the morning. And I'm going to leave this for now. But I will be back later on today to spell check it and proofread it so that it's actually ready to go back to the client. Because as my high school word processing teacher said once, ask yourself the question, did I really take the time to spell check and proofread this document? If the answer to that question is, well, not really, then you're not ready to send that. It's worth it to take the time and go to the effort to wait another hour or 2 or 10 to send this document back to the client. To go back later on that day or even the next day and proofread and spell check that sucker really, really well. She didn't word it exactly that way, and yet she did. I mean, she said it would be worth it to lose the extra credit point of taking one more day, because we had this system where the earlier you got this assignment in, the more extra credit points you got. But if people handed in a D grade assignment because they didn't bother to spell check and proofread it, all the extra credit points were like worthless. It would have been worth it, she was saying, to look at the clock, realize it was 8:45, realize they were exhausted after this day, and instead of going to their email and saying, hi, Mrs. So-and-so, here's the assignment that's due in 4 days, attach and send. She was saying it would be worth it to send it 2 days ahead of time and only get 2 extra credit points instead of 3 by calling it a night and then coming back to that document, opening it back up, really taking the time to spell check and proofread, because that's another thing she said. Spell checking and proofreading can't be done in 4 minutes. And it can't. It might take you a half hour. She talked about a 10 or 20 sentence assignment. It might take me another hour to do a really good job of proofreading. But an extra hour of your time compared to getting a B versus a D on an assignment would have been worth it. And another hour and a half of my time to know that it was the kind of quality that my clients deserve if they're going to pay me for it, as opposed to sending them a document full of errors that I could have prevented, full of spelling errors that if I would have run spell check, I would have caught. That doesn't deserve the kind of money that I'm asking for. That doesn't deserve any money, or it deserves very little money. I believe that if I'm going to ask somebody to pay for something, it deserves to be quality work. And I deliver quality work. And I can't do that by just typing it, getting it into the word processor as quickly as possible, and then attaching it to an email and hitting send, or dropping that file in the Dropbox folder, or whatever my method is to send that particular client their work. You got to take the time to go back after the longest part and hardest part is over, the actual transcribing, and make sure it's all the way right before you send it out. So like I say, now that you've heard the, as my daddy friend calls it, without saying what he really says because he uses my actual name, the ANV work ethic. Now that you've heard the ANV work ethic, is this something that you think you might want some help with? As you hear me talk about how I transcribe and the ethic with which I do my transcription, are you thinking, it would be nice if somebody would transcribe that bunch of audio files, those MP3s that I would love to have transcripts of, but I'm not going to sit here and write this. But I think I could afford to put some money toward getting it done. Email me. Go to linktr.ee/annevaudio and click on the email me link. Let's see if we can maybe talk about working together. Maybe something will come of that, maybe nothing will come of that, but I'm putting it out there for the first or second time, doing a iffy job at it probably, but practice makes perfect, right? So, proofreading and spell checking, I could do one at a time. I could do one part at a time. I'm using my Braille Sense, which, in case you don't know what a Braille Sense is, it's like a really compact laptop. Laptop computers have kind of a misnomer of a name, because when's the last time you actually got a computer that was a laptop to fit on your lap? Mine never do. It just slides right off that curved sucker of a lap, and no. That would be disaster if you let it happen. But the Braille Sense is a lot more compact. It's meant to wear around you. You have these cases that you can put around your neck and wear the thing if you need to. I have an older Braille Sense. I would love to upgrade to the newer. Well, there's one thing about the old one that I just will not let go. That's part of the reason why I won't upgrade. Another reason why I can't upgrade is because it would take thousands of dollars to upgrade from the really kind of buggy machine that I have to the potentially better other machine that I don't have, but that I don't see that I have thousands of dollars to pour into it. But the older one does for what I need it to do. It does have a spell checker. Does it catch everything? Well, actually, it probably does. It actually catches things that, like the Microsoft Word spell checker might acknowledge, oh, that exists, whereas the Braille Sense spell checker doesn't. However, even the Braille Sense spell checker is a good spell checker. The bottom line is I would run this document through the Braille Sense spell checker because I used the Braille Sense to word process it in the first place. But I probably will, in fact, I likely will run it through the Microsoft Word spell checker also before I call it proofread and spell checked and ready to go. I'm not going to vlog this part because I'm going to do this using the Braille display, but I'm going to run it through the Braille Sense spell checker. A Braille Sense has both speech and a Braille display. It's basically a really compact laptop. You can't do everything with a Braille Sense that you can with a computer. You probably can do a lot of the things that you can do on a computer on the Braille Sense 6, but I have a Braille Sense U2 and a Braille Sense Polaris. The U2 is the much older one. I got him in 2016 to give you some perspective. He's still word processing good. He's a good media player. He's the voice of my productivity. Eloquence read voice. The Braille Sense Polaris and the Braille Sense 6 don't have that, and that's not the manufacturer's fault. That's because they use a different speech synthesizer, and there was a time when you could get the Eloquence speech synthesizer out of the Google Play Store and get your Braille Sense Polaris speaking in those voices. You can no longer do that, to my knowledge. The people who made that app pulled it from the Play Store right before I got it. What kind of lousy luck is that for me? Yeah, I did not take it well. But stuff happens and technology changes and evolutions happen. And some evolutions just suck. But that's one thing that my good old U2 has over the 6. However, the 6 probably has a lot over the U2, and I can't really say a lot about that because I don't have a 6, but I would probably like to get a 6 if I could, even though I would miss the read voice. I really would. Anyway, how do I get into all that? I'm just kind of a blind tech nerd. I could talk about blind technology quite a bit. Anyway, the read voice is the voice that the U2 still uses and that I love so much. And if I would turn the voice on, you would hear this spell checker in action, but I'm not going to do that. See, here on the Braille Sense spell checker is where I catch some of the stupidest typing errors that is like, why do I make that? Why do my fingers make those dumb mistakes? But I can just catch them before I go back to Word, and it has to get caught there. Actually, full transparency, I said I was using the Braille display. I'm not. I'm using speech and earphones. But the point is, you're still not hearing it. But anyway, I'm still doing this. Like this one, I don't think I misspelled this, but it's not finding it. I'm just going to skip it and see what Word does to it. If I truly have misspelled it, hopefully Word will have some suggestions. I mean, the Braille Sense had suggestions, but none of them are what I'm looking for. On the other hand, that was a legit error that, Word would have fixed, but the Braille Sense was able to fix too. And then you got this situation. I don't know why it's flagging this. I'm just going to move past it, see what Word does to it. I think that is about all I can do with the Braille Sense. Now I will get the thumb drive. Braille Sense has acknowledged the USB drive. The cursor is already pointed at the file I want to copy. Select, copy, go back to the USB drive, there it is. Paste. And just like that, it has copied. Now I'm going to take the USB drive back to the computer. Convert it from a text document to a Word document. Run spell check there, and then just sit and listen to what I transcribed and see if it matches what I heard on this audio file.
Selected 26.
Copy the whole file.
Copy selection to clipboard. USB drive E.
Go to Word. Word's already open. We'll create a new document.
Control N, page 1. Document to Word. Print view edit. Paste it from clipboard, page 7.
Save that as a Word document.
Save as dialog. File name. Edit combo. S2023 17.docs. Edit unavailable. Time and text. Page 7. Edit page 7. Page 1. Top of file. 3-episode intro. Editor. Spelling. Not a dictionary. Gmail.com.
Yeah, that's not gonna be found, but it's right.
Buttons. Other action. Ignore all buttons. Edit. Ignore once button to activate. Press spacebar. I. Spelling. Repeated words. Hopefully build.
Okay, those repeated words are a pain in the ass sometimes because it's not really a misspelling. However, in this case, there was a typing error there. That one the Braille Sense didn't catch because it's not technically a misspelling. But I do need to find my way out of the spell checker here and fix this.
Miss 2. Miss O. Dash. And. That O. Miss 2. 2. Selected. O. Space O. That A. That O. Space O. So. For poor so-and-so.
There. I am going to say it is really annoying that when you hit F7, it doesn't only spell check anymore. It checks for grammar and spelling. They should have F7 for spelling and something else for grammar. I'm the transcriptionist, not the grammar cop. I don't care how many grammatical errors there are in the document. That's not my job. My job is to produce a transcript that is accurate in spelling and in what was said. People are not perfect in their grammar when they speak. Get out of my face about it. It's my job to write exactly what's written. I could be a grammar cop, and I could let Word help me. But that's not my job. My job is to write what is spoken. I wish there was a way to turn the grammar check off, but I don't think there is. Or if there is, I don't know about it. I must learn how to hold the recorder far enough away from my face to avoid what you just heard. That's like, ew. Is this boring the pants off you? There is like half an hour worth of work about And it will get done. My goal is to do it by the end of the day, but I'm not going to force myself to do it right now. Snack, lunch, what would you call onion rings? I call them what I'm eating right now.
Send message.
Okay, I just got a text from the person that I was supposed to go out and take care of business with. And if I'm understanding him correctly, today's a no-go. Something's come up. It's okay. I'm sure it'll work out just as well tomorrow or Monday or sometime next week as it would have today. As far as I'm concerned, that just means I have the whole rest of the day to get this finished, to maybe place that grocery order, to do whatever. I'm in this frame of mind, though, where it makes me nervous to spend money because I feel like there's not a lot to spend. On the other hand, I know I'll probably be okay. After the way I woke up and did not fall back to sleep again this morning, as happens sometimes, I just slept the afternoon away. And I am choosing to be okay with that because it's not like I had anything time sensitive to do. My client will be fine when he gets his work by the end of the night. He would be fine again if he got it by tomorrow afternoon or even tomorrow night. His podcast would be ready to release both in text and in audio on schedule. See, until I learn how to balance my obligations, my energy to be able to keep appointments and do my work and do everything I need to do all week and then give myself time to relax, maybe I'm not ready for more than one client. But what am I going to do financially while I'm waiting for benefits to kick in, for myself to be ready for multiple clients, for myself to be ready for and there to be more work coming into me? Because I don't know if it's the way I was raised or the culture that we live in or a combination of both, but I just tend to take on maybe too much because I put myself and my physical health, mental health to the back burner because everything else is more important. That's how you work yourself to death. I did that for a long time. It's time to stop. Now, I don't remember what is in these dinner containers from a few days ago that they left us for the weekend, but it's time for me to open one, put it in the microwave, and eat what's in it. Fortunately, I think everything in that was cooked, so it was okay to warm it all the way over, but I really should have looked in there just in case there was a salad or something that wasn't supposed to be microwaved. Oh well, it looks like it's just some kind of pasta dish and broccoli, so that's supposed to be warmed over to eat. I'm not sure that stayed in the cup. This is why you do that over the sink. That's really silly. Sit down at something that's clearly a fork and spoon food without a fork and spoon. Or a fork and a knife, or two forks, or however you choose to eat. You know what? To each their own. Meat and veggies. I guess that's what this is. This is literally a blind taste test. I didn't look at the menu. I didn't, like, use my hand eyes to feel it and see what was in there. I just dug in. I'm sure I'm not the only mukbanger who has ever done this. Struggled with figuring out where exactly is the right, like, sweet spot to put the camera, the recorder, the whatever you're using is. Like, you don't want to put it too close, because then you're popping peas and boinging bees or whatever. I did that earlier and I wasn't even eating. But you don't want to put it, like, too close to your plate, because then like, you get those sounds too much. And you don't want to put it too far away, because then you get either a bad recording or you feel like you have to yell to be heard. I mean, this isn't bad. It's like maybe an inch or two away from the napkin. Of course, this is far from a mukbang. I'll do a mukbang later, like another day. This is not a... This is what I think is going to come down to a Saturday vlog. It's 5:45, and I'm going to finish dinner, call my daddy friend, and then get back to work. I would like to get this finished by the end of the night, and I think I can do it too. It's just proofreading. I think I've done all the spell checking I really can. If I run across a word that, you know, was that spelled right? I could probably look it up in the dictionary or something. Whatever specifically that was, it was so good. So grateful for this meal service. Alright, it is time to get back to work.
3-episode into podcast, a show of blind people building bright futures one penny at a time.
See, this is why I bothered to go back and proofread. I don't know if I was too tired to be working during this stretch of transcription, and I was, or if I accidentally did some kind of Braille Sense command that deleted words, but this cannot have been the way it was worded. I'm going to go back and listen to that and compare it to what I have here, because I know there's at least a word or two that is not here that needs to be. And I am not sending it to the client like that. I wouldn't have even caught that if I wouldn't have gone back and proofread. Now, what did you say? I knew it. There was like 4 words that aren't here. They are now. I have a very hard time believing that what I'm hearing from my screen reader is what was said. What did you say? I think I made a typing error here. That again, spell check didn't catch, but it's a problem that I can't let go unresolved. Not sure how I made that mistake, but I can fix it. And the only way this deserves to be sent to the client is if I do fix it.
Space selected. There selected. Comma.
Should that be for or with? For and with are 1 dot apart, and these lazy fingers easily could have written for when they meant with. What did you say? Yeah, I knew that wasn't right.
Connection. 4. Space. Space selected. 4 selected. Space.
I'm gonna stop vlogging and just keep working. 7:58 p.m. and this is finished. Close out the document, drop it into the Dropbox folder.
2023 17.docs 100. Copied selection to clipboard. Windows D. D. Folder view list view. View D. Dropbox. Enter. Podcast 6 of enter. Items view list box. To move to a T transcription and T transcription out box. Enter. Items view list box. Pasted from clipboard. List 2023 17.docs 36 of 38.
Now I need to go back to documents, fill out this timesheet document, which is not that hard.
P Pacific P page the PDF podcast contractor timesheet dot enter. Podcast contractor timesheet docs word. Selected. Copied selection to clip. Control N. Document 3 word. Pasted from clipboard. Heading level 2 contractor information. Name. And leg. Role. Date. Heading level 2 work performed. Episode title. Episode length. Heading level 2 billing information. Amount due. Timesheet for S2023 E17 message HTML edit. Pasted from clipboard.
Okay, it is 8:15, give or take, at night, and I'm going to call it a night already. Good morning, it's Sunday at 6:30.
6:42 a.m. and 21
Alright, 6:42. And there's really nothing going on today as far as I know. The only thing that's going on today is I want to go to this Nerdy Nuts website and see what that flavor costs and probably pick up some because I don't think I'm going to let the cost deter me. I worry so much about money right now, but I think I can handle it unless it's like some unbelievable price, which we'll see what it is. I tried to look it up Friday night when I first heard about it, and there was no price availability because it wasn't available yet, probably. But that's going to change at 4 o'clock today, so I'll see what happens when I go check that out. I'll probably vlog that. Other than that, I don't know if there's going to be anything. I won't say there's not going to be anything to vlog, but I don't know how much is going to happen between now and then. We'll see how this vlog goes. I want to challenge myself to not work today because I think in this work because you have to lifestyle that I've found myself living in, or maybe that we've all found ourselves living in, for one, I'm not going to speak for everyone, but I have forgotten how important it is to rest and take care of myself and relax. And I work myself to the point of burnout. And I've got to stop that. I choose to stop that. I don't deserve to run myself ragged like this. So I want to, if you believe in God, even God worked for 6 days and then rested. So if God's entitled to it, why am I not? So I'm going to, challenge myself to not work today. Yeah, it's due, but it's not a hard deadline, even according to my boss. He's like, if you don't get it done by that time, that's not the end of the world. That'll still be there tomorrow or the next day. My transcription business, my one client, I got him taken care of. I got him taken care of yesterday. The bottom line is, it's 6-something in the morning, and I'm not sure I'm even ready to be up yet, but my body is up, and I'm going to put the vlogging camera down and just figure out, am I ready to be awake yet? Or am I just going to eat or go back to sleep? Anyway, I'll talk to you when there's something more to say. It's 11:20, and it's still, this is just going to be a rest day, I swear. I said that in the beginning, and it's true. That's all I'm doing. Feeling tired, watching YouTube. I'm watching a recent string of commercials, and it said something about Domino's pepperoni stuffed cheesy bread.
Domino's new pepperoni stuffed cheesy bread is the best thing since bacon and jalapeno stuffed cheesy bread.
Yeah, I would take the pepperoni stuffed cheesy bread, please. That sounds really good. I wonder if Postmates does Domino's. I wish Shipt did fast food. They don't, but I wish they did. Then I would do Shipt with everything. Postmates keeps sending me these these ads. New promo, get this much groceries and get 20 off 40 or whatever. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to ask you guys to get me groceries. I trust Shipt more. I've had like one bad experience with Shipt. It wasn't a bad experience. Just the person didn't pay attention to the instructions I left. Most of the shoppers are better about that than this one person was. But if Shipt did everything that Postmates does, I'd like use Shipt exclusively. But Shipt doesn't do fast food, so I do Postmates if I want fast food. And then, like, call me extra lazy, but a big part of me, a lot of the times, does not want to go to the trouble to order it and then go out and get it, meaning go outside the building and get it. And I don't know how to tell these guys to enter this on the call box. I can't even tell them to enter this on the call box. Find this on the call box. If you can't find it, call me. I feel like that's too much trouble for them to go through when I feel like I can be hard to find, and it's so important that they be the ones to find me because I can't see them. So I'm like, let me go to the trouble to make myself as easy as possible to find. But a lot of times I just don't feel like doing that, so I end up buying stuff that I can throw in the oven or throw in the microwave and eat that. But like now is the time to do it when the weather's decent. You know, you don't want to do it at all when it's 10 degrees below zero, which I don't know that that's what it's going to hit this winter, but I'm just going to say that, you know, when it gets too cold for me, I'm really going to, you know, I'm going to want to like order out even less. So yeah, I would too. I'm watching a YouTube video. You can't hear it because, yeah, me too. It's in the earphone, so you're not hearing it. But this poor woman is trying to make a video, and these people in the other car, like right in front of her, are sitting there staring. And she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna get out of this area. I'm gonna move because these people are making me uncomfortable." I'm like, "Yeah, I would too." Even if I ever figured out a way to physically go to a restaurant and go get what I wanted, I would still record the mukbangs at home. I would not sit in my friend's car and do a mukbang, even if he knew about my YouTube and said it was okay. I was wondering what this woman did for a living, and I guess it's YouTube, and some people make YouTube their career, and there was a time when I would have loved to do that, and part of me would still love to do that. But as long as I am annevaudio, I don't think annevaudio is meant to make anything off of YouTube. Because I am annevaudio. I think of myself as Anv. That's kind of my brand, if you will. But I'm annevaudio. I'm Anv that thrives in audio. Not video, but audio. And if the visuals have to be perfect, that's not where I'm going to make my money. I'm just sitting here babbling about everything. I hope it's not boring the hell out of you, but I'm sure there's somebody that actually might enjoy listening to this. And so, hi, how are you? Thanks for listening, watching. Thanks for being interested. I guess I hope that somebody out there finds what I have to say as interesting as I seem to find some things that other people say. Finally, at like 1:30, somewhere in the 1 o'clock hour, I decided I'm going to go ahead and get some takeout after all. So I placed a Postmates order, did a mukbang. It's
3:48 p.m. and 25 seconds.
Why can't you just say what time it is? Why do you stutter and then do it? So it's about 12 minutes before this flavor drops on this website. I'm not necessarily going to be the first person to ever pop on there right at 4, but still. I will probably at least try to, first of all, find out how much it costs, add it to my cart, and at that point, probably call Ira and have them, help me complete the order. I could try doing it myself and just see how it works, but I'm going to have Ira help me. Efficiency, accessibility, Ira's helpful in both aspects of life, so this is what Ira's here for, and I'm going to use it. If you don't know what Ira is, it is an app that connects people who are blind or who need assistance. Most of their customers are blind or visually impaired, but they're not necessarily exclusive to blind or visually impaired. Anyone who needs what they call visual interpretation can use Ira, if you're willing to pay for it, or if you're willing to only use it at places where it's free. It connects its customers to human beings who are trained to remote into your computer and click on what you tell them to click on. If you've got a website that doesn't play nice with the programs that we have to use to read the screen since we can't read it with our eyes, or describe what they see. They use the camera on your phone or your computer if you're using the computer app to see what you need them to see, and based on what you tell them they need, they will help you. I love it. I can't stop talking about it. I wish it didn't cost so much. I wish there were more places that I could use it for free, but I love it, and I think for a blind person it's just a must-have. Not that there aren't plenty of blind people in the world who are perfectly happy with their lives without Ira, but I'm so glad I've got Ira. As far as I'm concerned, it's worth every penny. Okay, it is that time.
Control L toolbar, address and search bar, edit, selected, R, enter, google.com/search, q equals nerdynuts.com, link graphic Google, search.
That's Google, that's not.
Search results, heading level 1, heading level 2, web result with site links. Visited heading level 3, link nerdy nuts, nut butter, handmade and small batch. Enter, nut butter, handmade and small batch, nerdy nuts, Google Chrome, nut butter, handmade and small batch, nerdy nuts, shop to drop Sunday at 7 p.m. EST, Sparkles. 0 days, 0 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds.
Yeah, it's like now.
Navigation region, visited link home, link shop, visit at 0 days, shop to drop. Jaws find dialog, enter. Heading level 2, peanut butter treat.
There it is.
$12 US$99, add to cart button.
There we go.
Enter, nut butter, handmade and small batch, nerdy nuts, $12 US$99, add to cart button to activate, press enter.
Yeah, I think I can handle about $13 with shipping, even if it's like $20. I think I'll be able to manage. Unlabeled buttons, and yeah, I think it's time to call in Ira already.
4:07 p.m. Iron Explorer, recently updated. Iron Explorer.
Windows D folder view list view team viewer 4 of 29. To move the items, use the arrow keys. To edit the selected item, press F2.
Iron agent. Calling Ira. Waiting for agent. Connecting to.
I'm going to call up TeamViewer because I'm trying to check out my purchase here, and I'm not even sure. I know this is the first time I've been to this website, but I don't know what I'm doing. I want you to help me.
Okay.
All right, I'm not quite sure where we are, but there should be an item in my cart I'm wanting to check out. Is there a checkout button or a checkout link, or how do you... Okay, let's see if...
Unlabeled 01 button. $12 US, and 99 cents, add to cart button. $12 US, $13 US.
Okay, I don't know where it is, but obviously if I try to find the button, it comes up with a bunch of other buttons. Can you just click on the checkout now?
Yeah.
Page has 4 regions, 4 headings, and 1 link. Heading level 3, your orders being processed.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I put my order in. I actually paid my doctor bill while I was at it, or some of it anyway. And that is what I call productive enough for what's supposed to be a day of rest. You know, I don't think anything else is going to happen today, and I'm actually going to call this the end of this weekend vlog. Thank you for listening and watching, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.